Hey, good evening. Welcome to the 5Cs. This is Planet Head. Um, it is my weekend, the first day of my weekend. Uh, I am a little bit out of it right now. I last week completely changed my work schedule from day shift finally to overhead night shift. Um, and I'll be working 4 days a week from 6 p.m. to roughly 5 a.m. in the morning those 4 days. So my sleep schedule's been a bit out of whack. Let me just see here. So don't have a whole lot to check in with today. Um, I had some plans for the weekend on Eve, some other things I want to get done around the house, and I was able to get even more done around the house today than I thought because the weather was pretty nice. But I also tired myself out a bit. So I just thought I would jump on and do a little playing. Get my points in. Couple changes. I did have a few plans for the weekend as I had gotten a new corp mate. But our time schedules didn't work out. So I am back down to me. And I'm going to hold off on the plans that I had been doing because they've been mostly focused on higher level PvE playing, which was what he was good at. We were trying to set something up with that. That is not what I'm good at, so I was looking for that somebody being able to do something different than what I do. But now I'm just kind of getting back to my regular day to day. Or this is what I'm doing right now is with Mr. Robert Gould Shaw. Um, he is my new corp CEO that I'm doing. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to bring my other two characters into this corporation or keep them out. They are very far away from Mr. Shaw right now. One is out in Placid and in Nullsec there, and then my other character, I'm sorry, not in Placid, in Syndicate, and my other character is out in the Great Wildlands. As you've seen in my prior videos. So I'm kind of trying to figure out my next steps. The one thing that is kind of nice is with Mr. Shaw here that I've set up, I've made a way that I can just boot up, and even if I'm not sure what I want to do for the day, I have something to do every single day. Even if I know a lot of people mine. I despise mining. I mean, I'm not against it personally. It's just not something I like to do. I like a little bit more active role playing game, active play. Um, and so this doesn't make me as much money with doing these small distribution missions, but it does set me up way for the future. And it gives me something to mess around with while I'm not sure what I want to do. Um, and all you do, I'm sure most of you have probably done these distribution missions. Um, I'm able to do level 2 missions for all of the major factions now. Let's go ahead and get undocked here. Um, and it allows you to move from system to system, making some money, but more importantly, increasing your standings quickly in small increments, but still quickly, um, while also giving the option of making a little bit of money, but seeing Eve. Seeing when you're not sure where you want to go or what you want to do, doing distribution missions can inadvertently allow you to scout. And when I say that, you can use your internal map here. All I have to do is keep moving around. Um, or, obviously, I can pull up Dotland over here um, and mess around with that. And but it is still active. Um, just as an example, so I'm in home right now. So I'm just going to keep moving along here, my little distribution mission. And over in Dotland, type in home. Inhibitor? Sorry, that's the other problem I am going to run into over the next week. I'm a little bit out of it because my entire sleep schedule has changed by 12 hours. It's almost like having really bad jet lag. If anybody has ever switched shifts, you'll know where I'm coming from with this, and it doesn't matter how much you try to make yourself better. So this is kind of a nice little break for me of trying to figure out the next steps. I have some goals in mind over the next month, but I am going to take a little bit of a break and just play for the next day or so and maybe do some videos. Um, but just to give you an example, so I'm carrying this along here, and I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the Himitar systems, so this gives me a chance to get a feel for the Himitar system. I was just in home. I think I'm in Edinburgh or Cronsur now, one of the two. But as I'm dropping off distribution missions in this area, I've also got Ren's right here, which is one of your main distribution, not your main hubs, your trading ports. It's one nice thing is, and also, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's up here. Yeah, Heck is right here, which is not, I guess you have your 4 top tier trading posts, but then Heck is one of the second tier. You can definitely get a bunch of stuff there. What I'm looking for right now is a place to base my main corporation headquarters. Um, I think it would end up being start off as our first capital, similar to maybe like um, Philadelphia was one. Philadelphia and New York were two of the capitals. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm good with my history of the United States. They they were the capitals of the United States until Washington D.C. was decided upon and built. If I'm wrong with my history, don't shoot me. But that's what I'm kind of looking for right now. Is I'm looking for my Philadelphia or my New York right now, a place that gives a lot of opportunity. Maybe is already an established area, but then also have it be just temporary until we build our own capital. Um, so it basically be that meeting place to write our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence. So, alrighty. So I did just drop off that distribution mission, and then I just pull up my agency here again, and I can go through here and I can start looking for different distributions. Oh wow, this might not be a long video. I really do apologize. Um, there we go. So we're set to go there. We're just going to jump out here. Maybe I should just get like 15 espressos. Um, good. One other thing that popped up this last week. I know you've heard me. Actually, it's been the last 2 weeks. Talk about Talking in Stations, the channel that I listen to a lot. It was actually down for about a week, and I wasn't sure what was going on. There were no announcements. I'm not a big deep diver into internet things going on. I just noticed that I hadn't been there for 2 or 3 days. Usually they have something new up at least every day, sometimes twice a day. Other times they might go a day or two in between. But this was like 7 or 8 days that they hadn't posted anything on YouTube. Now I think um, they normally do their broadcast on Twitter or what was it there? Not Twitter. I'm stupid. Let's just see here. On Twitch. Um, and they have their own website too. Um, but I hadn't seen anything on YouTube. Normally, about a day after that, or maybe even a half day, they copy it over to YouTube, and that's where I normally watch it. Oh, let's get going here. And finally, there was a video that came back, and no huge mention of why they were gone. But I did notice a few little weirdnesses. Some of the people weren't showing up. So I did actually sign up for the Talking in Stations Discord channel because I'm starting to try to make my own Discord channel for the corporation. And did read up on it, and it turns out that there was a disagreement between some of the runners of the show. I didn't dive deep into it because, quite frankly, it's like two friends of mine who are arguing and not talking. So, oh, did I not pick that up? Let's dock this up. Let's make sure I'm not being stupid here. Okay, got that. Anything in the item hanger? Okay, I've got my group of miners. Normally, you've seen me do videos. I am a little bit weird and not touched in the head, but I'm not out of it as much as I am right now. But I did feel a little bit bad that I hadn't set up done a video in a while. And maybe this is kind of a nice way to show how you can play when you're not completely into it. One thing I think about is I've thought a lot about doing some PvP, maybe going out into low sec, and learning how to do that. The only problem with that in focusing your gameplay on a certain type of gameplay all the time is when you're in like a situation I'm like right now, I'm not with it so much. So I just want to come in and enjoy and play and not think about too much. And maybe that's why people mind. Other times I'm way into it. I think of it very similar to when I used to play poker. You almost felt like you were forced to go play to get your time in, but sometimes you weren't up to it. And when you did that, you would lose money because you weren't focused, and you weren't ready to do it. One thing I really do like about Eve is that you can set up different gameplays. Like I have my battle cruiser out in the Great Wildlands, so if I want to boot that up and do some sites, I can. If I want to do some exploration, I've got my guy out in Syndicate. If I want to just mess around with that, make some good money, I can jump out there now. And now with my new corporation head in running these distribution, if I just want to relax it and watch some TV while still growing my character, I can. If I want to do some planning out and some scouting of systems, I can because I've got this. But the one thing I noticed with I'm sorry, I'm going to be bouncing around. With Talking in Stations was they turns out that the one engineer for them, if I'm not mistaken, McLeod, who I really enjoyed listening to, him and the main runner Matterall, who I also like, they had a difference of opinion. I'm not sure if the time off was planned. It seems like it kind of was from what I've heard. But they are back, and I'm very happy to see them. I'm also very interested to see if McLeod actually moves on and starts making something someplace else. So I'm going to check in on that. And if I do hear anything, I will let you know. I really enjoyed his commentary. He had started another show on the European side, which was very cool. It was more about gameplay, not gameplay. It would talk about Eve, but the episodes that I watched also talked about the meta of gaming, I think. So, this is more of me babbling, isn't it? Other than that, not a whole lot. Um, I'm going to continually, especially over the next week, work on my standings with all of the factions, keep growing them. Um, I'm also going to really look for a good place to live. I've scouted out a couple of regions so far. I guess the most important thing is content. And while I was saying earlier that I like having a character out in the Great Wildlands and a character in the Syndicate, as far as a corporation goes, maybe this is the gist of my entire video today. I have to find a spot that is worthwhile for the type of gameplay and content that I would like my corporation to be involved in. So what I'm going to try to do for the next video is make a list of things to look for um, with my short-term goal and my long-term goal in there. And then that would be a list of the things needed for that, and then show you how I'm scanning around and how I'm looking for systems. Um, a great example would be my character Ashford Rogers out in the Great Wildlands. Uh, that area out there is very specific for very honed to specific gameplay types. Um, you can do some really good planetary interaction out there. I think it's very good for starting people's first NPC corps. Um, I think if you wanted to, you could gate camp out there, but it would be very slow, um, quiet, so you can maybe practice things out there. Um, mining you can't do, which is a bonus for me, um, because they don't have any asteroid belts. Now, as a negative out there, the asteroid belts limits the number of uh, NPC rats that you can kill at ease. So, in escalations. So, that's another thing to look at. So, what I want to do for the next video is just make a list of things that I'm looking for. And if I do find my home station, my Philadelphia, um, then I will announce that. But if anybody's interested in joining up, just want to let you know we are recruiting now. I have not made an advertisement yet. I'm still going to wait about 2 weeks until I'm good with my schedule and I'm more uh, up to things. But anybody who has watched the videos and wants to just throw an alt in to try things out, or if you think you have something that you want to do differently, or if you are somebody who just started EVE and are looking for something, please feel free to message me. It's Robert Gould Shaw at, is the character. Actually, oh, wait, there we go. Sorry, I have my advert, my junky little advert over here. I should have put that up at the beginning. Gotta learn to do this. So, there it is. This is so bad. So there we are. It is the corporation, the Alexandrian Ring. And if you want to contact us, our in-game chat channel is The5Cs, and you can mail Robert Gould Shaw. Or if you just want to apply, I don't have any restrictions right now as far as people joining. Should we grow to a level where I have to increase my corporation management, then I will start having doing interviews and things like that. But right now, we're just letting people in or letting them go to try things out, learn from people. So, if you have any questions or any thoughts, I'm gonna have to cut that last part out. But feel free to message me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. My main gameplay times are pretty much 24 hours, Sunday through Tuesday. I can be on almost any time. I am looking forward in the future of maybe doing a Sunday excursion, something that is always done on Sunday, coming up with something like that. So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's going to be about it for the day. I am going to keep flying around and getting some stuff done. Keep it short and sweet. Hope everything's going well for everybody. And if fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however the heck you want, and stay alive. Alrighty. Have a good one. Bye bye.